Hello YouTube, Starving Your Product here, / I'm Godly11, and I'm going to do a video today just to update my deck. I know I haven't done these in a long time, but to be honest, it's kind of crazy life and school and whatever, so I decided to do one in person because I did one online, or one through a Screencast-O-Matic, and that one came out okay, but I think this one will be good. And so currently I'm running Fire Lightning. It is a Rush variant. It's absolutely dedicated to Rush. I mean, you're going to see there's a lot of 0-drops, a lot of 1-drops, and in general the deck runs very well. When you draw bad, but the deck currently runs very well. So we'll start off with 0-drops. It's Fire Lightning, I think I said that. So Gamma, 3 Gamma. Now let me just zoom in. Sorry. Okay, perfecto. Okay, so times 3 Gamma. Gamma is a 4-0 beat stick. Fire Lightning, so it serves both hand costs in my deck, and just in general a decent hitter. He can be organized, unlike the Sasuke you're going to see later. And of course, in general, he's just a big ninja. The only downside is he cannot use jutsus, but that is made up for with the fact that he's a 4-0 and he can swing. Most people won't block him if they don't have a Shikamaru out, and you're good. Then we have times 3 Kisuke. Kisuke is pretty good. I mainly run him because he's Fire Lightning and he serves that purpose of both Fire and Lightning Chakra. His effect is when this ninja is discarded due to the showdown, which is when he dies due to battle, you can put him in play again, and put him in play with a coin. Once he dies again, instead of coming back in play, he gets removed from game. So he pretty much survives one battle, he dies, you tap, death, and then he comes back and he's all good. But then after the second time he's removed, so he's just good because of the 0-drop. He's a 3-0. He's got decent stats, so he works out in my deck and whatnot. So 3 Rock Lee. This Rock Lee is absolutely great for Rush, and he's a chance. You take a chance. The fact is, flip a coin. If heads, this ninja's combat is doubled. If tails, he becomes a 0-0. So you always have that negative that if you get tails, you're gonna be a 0, and you're gonna attack that turn. So you use the effect wisely. You don't use it when you know you're gonna attack. Sometimes you don't need the big boost of 6. Sometimes you're 3 and you're good. You don't need to go crazy. So and you can use him during both mission phases. Your opponent might make a team of like 6, and you have Rock Lee alone. Then you go, alright, I'll flip. I know I'm not gonna block you. Then you go ahead, you get heads, and they won't attack you. So it saves you from a few battles. So those are those, and then we have 2 more. 2 Sasuke. Now, most people run 3, and I may swap to 3, but currently I'm testing out, because there's this one Sasuke that's turn 2, and I'll talk about him later, but I'm running 2 of him. He is the best 0-drop in the game besides Shikamaru Outwit. He's a 5-0, swings, gets you 2 battle awards, and the best part is that he's Sasuke, so you can Danzo him, whatever. The only minus part is that he cannot be sent out to battle by himself while he's healthy. If you really need a ninja to team him up with, you can injure him somehow, and you're all good. But in general, a 5, and then you play whatever your other turn 1 drop is, he's perfect. So usually a 3 of, but I'm trying just 2 for what you'll see later. Turn 1s, we're gonna go with Kiba. Kiba is literally, he gets me battle awards, and the reason I say that is most decks I'll be playing are going to be Earth or Fire, Water. The only deck this is not good against is Water and Void, really. And your opponent plays, turn 0, they play Gaara, or they play Shikamaru Outwit. The biggest thing that beats my deck is Shikamaru Outwit. And then Kiba says, well, if you're Genin, you can't block me. So you attack with him, your opponent has Genin, they can't block you, get a free battle award. And then I'm running a mission that gives him +1, so then that's 2 free battle awards if your opponent has Genins. Then there's a deck, of course, called NVS. He goes through. NVS is all Genin deck, so absolutely good. I would run him. I'd run Kisuke over him, but I'm testing him out because he's usually better for me. 2 Inkfish. Put him in play. Draws a card, or you can pay 3 chakra to special summon him. He's just a really good. Not a minus to your hand. He makes your hand pretty, decent. And then these 2, Karen. Most people don't run Karen because why would you be running Karen in Fire Lightning? Well, here's why. Karen says, when this ninja and this ninja's team, or in the team opposing this ninja, receive any damage, increase the damage by 1. You may be saying, well, that's kind of bad. I mean, if you receive damage from Dragon Flame or you get OV'd, she pretty much screws you over. Well, then don't put her in a team you know is going to get OV'd. The idea is, you play Karen, you play any other 0-drop, so now you have a team of possible 6, and then you use this mission called Wager that's in my deck, and you'll see it later, and you force them to block you. Because you're forcing them to block you, they're going to block, they're going to tap, and then because she's increased the damage due to the showdown, they die. This also works if you use Jutsu to give damage, which again will be a big part. So I may make her 3 of, but right now she's not like the main part of my deck. She just so happens to work well with my deck. Turn 2, then this is the card I was talking about, Sasuke. He has growth. That's really the only reason I run one of him and 2 of the other. You play the other Sasuke and then you growth into him. That's a 6/3 on turn 2 plus whatever you drop that turn. So you just have a huge ninja who can use Chidori for free. And I don't play Chidori, but that's just cool. And then when you Danzo him, Danzo gets 2 growth coins. At least he doesn't get 0, and he's still getting. So works out very well. And then to Pakun. Pakun is a staple, pretty much, because I'm going to Chunin. This is going to be a staple. It pretty much says when your opponent plays a mission during their turn, obviously, you can negate it, discard him at the end of the turn, and then get rid of the mission. Stops them if they go Warhawk, if they go Shikamaru's Decision. Whatever they do, it stops them. And another good thing about it is that he, because he dies at the end of the turn, you can block with him the same turn. So you usually would have him separate unless you need to swing for big teams. You'd have him separate and then use the effect. And then block with him. So you just have a chump blocker that can do whatever. And he's still 2 with 2 mental power. So Pakun is very good. Turn 3s, 2 Anko. I may max her out. Again, some of these things are in the works. Anko is amazing with missions like Dango. And if I have 6 chakra on turn 3 even, which is my usual amount, not considering that I do a bunch of charging, that's a draw 2. That's still very good. She says that you can pay 2 lightning chakra. In that case, you can draw 1 card for every 2 chakra you have. So you have 6 chakra, draw 2. If you 6 chakra after paying 2 lightning, draw 3. If you have 10 chakra, draw 5. So of course you can see how that could be very good. And she has 2 mental. Again, 2 mental is very important in this format because of Ino Yamanaka. But I digress. Then turn 4s. Yes, I know. I want to run Chiriku, which is his ninja that says pay 2 fire to injure a ninja with less entrance cost. I'm gonna probably make room for him, but right now this is just in the. Right now this is how it's been working. To do Hidan. Hidan is absolutely amazing because he says if he's in your discard pile, you can give your opponent a battle award and then put him in play. He doesn't count part of the put in play per turn, so you just got a free 5 who reinforces the Hidan ritual mode, which is an absolutely broken ritual ninja, and he says if he dies, he goes to your discard. If he removes from game, if you sacrifice him, he goes to your discard. So if your opponent kills him somehow, well, there you go, you still have him. So he pretty much always can come back and give you a battle award. Yes, a battle award to put him in play is still very good. And with Chiriku, if I run him, you can put him into the discard without having to wait. Turn 5 to Kakashi. Kakashi's very good. He says when his innocent out to attack, your opponent cannot block with a team that does not share a combat attribute with him. So he's Genjutsu. If your opponent doesn't have a Genjutsu ninja or a Genjutsu ninja in their team, they can't block you. So that's 2 free battle awards. On top of that, he has an inherit. So if he dies somehow, you can give his effect to any ninja, and that pretty much will guarantee. You can give it to a random ninja like Anko. How many ninjas have Snake in the game in their combat attribute? They're not going to be able to block that all game, and that might win you the game. So the idea is to push for him. And then the last 2 ninjas. These ninjas are I was very hesitant yet very happy to put in. Deidara. He says players cannot play more than 1 jutsu during the exchange. Perfect. My deck runs 10 jutsus, but if I don't have any, this pretty much will guarantee me winning the exchange every time. And that's the whole idea of the deck, is to win the exchange and to OVE and everything. So he stops my opponent from destroying me, stops him from using that stupid pillar jutsu that pushes your ninjas, and it's just a good time. And he's fire, so he's on color. He's got the earth just in case for Chiriku. Probably not going to do that, but now let's go to the missions. Wager. I have had people scoop to me because I play Wager turn 0. Turn 1. Wager says, you select a ninja. That ninja must be blocked this turn. If you win a victory, you draw 2 cards. If you get it defeated, you discard a card. If you use Wager and you get defeated, you might as well scoop there. I know that sounds bad, but you're not getting a plus to your hand. That's -3 because you got defeated. So usually you'll use it, swing at your opponent, and you're going to be bigger. Imagine you go first. I go ahead and play Kisuke. My opponent plays Sasuke. Oh, no. They play 10-10 because that's what Earth plays. They're not going to swing at you, so turn 1. You go ahead and play Inkfish. No, play Karen. Now you use Wager, they block you, they die because Karen gives them an additional damage, and you draw 2 cards. That's just not broken. It's just broken. And so, biggest hitter in my deck, Wager. Another mission is Dango. You'll realize that most of my missions are early game because I want to get them off when I want them. I don't want to have to wait a turn to play a mission. Dango is really good. It says, target a ninja, and then move 3 cards from your discard to your chakra area. So, broken. And you draw a card, and for every chakra you move back through to this effect, you get +1/+1. So usually you'll get a +3/+3. You can even use it and just grab 2 chakra. +2/+2 is still very good. Again, all about that OVing aspect. How often, the reason I don't run 3 is because how many times am I going to get 3 chakra in my discard? Maybe not as often as I would like. But with Anko, this is absolutely broken because you draw a card, and then the 2 chakra you discard for Anko come back, and it's just a good time. You get +2/+2. So that's a 2 of. And then this is an unlikely lightning mission. Most people run Inari's Decision, which is this card that lets you draw 2. It's a turn 2, 1 hand cost lightning mission. You draw 2, and then you send 1 card in your hand to your chakra. If that card is a non-ninja card, you get +1/+1 on one of your ninjas. Well, I prefer Nice Guy Pose. I'd run 3, but I don't have space. Nice Guy Pose says target 2 ninjas. Draw a card. So off the bat, you only have a -1 to your hand, +2 chakra, whatever. And then it says, put a +1/+1 coin on those ninjas. So you say, I have Gamma and Kiba. I use this. Now Kiba's a 5, which is why he swings and gets 2 battle words at the beginning, and Gamma's a 5. 5 is pretty much big. It's really big on turn 1. And with all the jutsus I run, whatever, it's just a good draw 1 and pump yourself. Again, you're not going to be using this. If you have Wager in your hand and you have the right field, you're not going to be using this instead, but who knows? It's just a very good permanent +1/+1. It's 2 +1s instead of Inari's, which forces you to charge, and I don't like that, so. Then, the best mission in the game right now, or one of the best, let's calm down, Sheikah's Decision is pretty good. Warhawk. It says your opponent wins 2 battle words, you draw 4 cards. So it's a +2 to your hand. It's fire, it's a turn 3, it has everything for a good mission. Most people run Pakun and negate this, because it's so good. Very good, very good. And on color. You know, not much else to say about that. Then the last 2 missions, and these are purely for decks that are annoying, and I'm going to be playing in tuning, Shadow of the Leaf. This is just mission negation. It says your opponent plays a mission, you can negate it, move, and discard it. So, not much else, a reason to run it. And Shadow of the Leaf, I run it over the other one, because if I have a turn 4 Sasuke, which I don't, you know, I might run New Orders, it does the same thing, but this one says if your opponent if I have a turn 4 Sasuke in play, I can injure 2 other ninjas with a less entrance cost than Sasuke. What? That's just ridiculous. So it's adding insult to injury. Then the jutsus. That's all is my last quarter. 3 Dragon Flame. 2 fire, 1 anything to give a damage yourself and kill ninja. But I'm Godly 11, you run Karen! So you're going to kill yourself for the damage. Yeah, don't use it while you have Karen in the team. That's pretty obvious. I mean, and if you have to, I mean, whatever, you get rid of a ninja. Use it off Karen so you don't have to waste her. I mean, she does get really bad late game, so you don't want her there anymore. You use Dragon Flame off of her. So give 2 damages, kill a ninja. Kill yourself, whatever, Karen. But it's just the best jutsu, I would say, one of the best jutsus in the game for early game. Backstab. I'm sorry, but Backstab is one of my favorite jutsus in the game. It's 1 fire, and it says 1 ninja buzzing the user. If the user has the lowest entrance cost, which they will in the beginning of the game, because your opponent's not going to have a turn 1 and a turn 0 in the same team usually, if you went first, Backstab gives them a damage. If not, they get injured. So either way, you're going to probably get a victory on that team. And if you have Karen in play, who says whenever your opponent receives an additional damage, they release an additional damage. So, you swing. I swing Karen with Gamma. They block. They block with Shikamaru. I use Backstab. It dies. I get 2 battle words because it gives them a damage and then an additional damage. Even if you don't, it still injures them and then you win a victory and it's just a good day. 2 Lion's Mane. A lot of people run 3. I don't have quite the space. You'll see this deck is really packed. Raging Lion's Mane is probably the best lightning jutsu right now. Unless you want to count some of the later game ones. It says you require entrance cost of 3 or more, which I have Hidan, I have Danzo, Sasuke Danzo, into Danzo, Anko. I usually get it. I usually have it, no problem. It's a late game jutsu. Mid game, actually. And it says, choose 2 of the following effects and apply them. 1. The user gets +5. So that's an OV right there, if you're losing. If you're winning. 2. Give 1 damage to 1 ninja opposing the user. What? With Karen, that's a kill, and alone, it's a damage. So you OV them team. And then the third effect is negate a jutsu with a two more specific end of cost. That you probably won't use as much as you think you will, even though it does negate things like pillars and dragon flame. So you could use it, and your opponent doesn't. And the best part is you don't have to select the effect until your opponent resolves the chain. So you don't have to say, I'm going to negate a jutsu. You can go, oh, I'll just give it damage and kill it with Karen. So, very good jutsu. Imagine using 2 on the same chain. And then, 2-toed mouth trap. Pure negation, 2 lightning, or 3 anything if you don't have the lightning chakra to negate a jutsu. And that's really good early in the game. So, no requirements. So that is pretty much my deck. I hope you like it. Give me suggestions because I'm currently on the fence about running certain cards. Naruto World, like Whirlwind, Chiriku. There's a bunch of other cards I really want to run, but because it's so chock full, if you can give advice, that'd be great. And I'll just show you my one squad is Danzo, and my other squad is Hidan Ritual Mode. He says when you give him when he gets damage, you win a battle award, and so does your opponent. So you both get a battle award, and he says that if you pay 2 chakra, you can give him damage, and he can't be removed from game by damage. So you give him, you can essentially stall with him. If your opponent has if you have less battle awards than your opponent, like he got 3 on you and you have 4 on that turn, you can just win by Hidan, and he doesn't get removed from game by damage. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and leave comment, whatever. And have a great day.